Good morning. It's turned out nice again. Mother. It's it's all right today. How's it going, guys? You all right? So where should we start today? Well, in our chat room, we have a chat room which I'd love you to join. Let me just tilt that down a little bit. Got my Zelensky t-shirt on. Look, do you like it? Oh, Zelensky. Yeah. In our chat room, which you can access on a mobile phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, anything really. I'll give you the URL. Just type this into your browser. T for Telegram. .me / KopTalk news. Right. Where's it? Oh, it's there. That'll give you. It'll prompt you to download the app, which is it's used all over the world. It's massive, hundreds of millions of users. It's the same as WhatsApp. Really, it's a messaging app, but you can have. But it's better. You can have groups and stuff like that on it, as you can on WhatsApp. But you can join it, and there's no one will see your mobile number or anything like that. You can leave at any time or whatever. But we have a live chat room on there. So t.me / KopTalk news, you'll get the news alerts. But you should also go to t.me / KopTalk chat, and then you'll get our chat room, which you'll see people in the comments on here, and you'll see them in there and stuff like that. You're more than welcome. Come along. And I saw one of the troops posted into there last night a link to a URL to a YouTube video, which was audio of one of those Twitter Spaces, like a Twitter Spaces where people can host a conversation in audio, and other people can join and listen and participate and so on. You can do interviews or group chats or whatever, and it's actually very good, actually. And we mentioned this a few weeks ago. Anyway, so in this conversation from a couple of weeks ago, whatever, it had the two sides of Liverpool supporters, if you like. Those that would support Middle East investment and those that would oppose it, which you guys would call top reds. And to be honest with you, that the top reds that you guys, because not me, it's not anything to do with me, would you use? I know you use that phrase because not so long ago I didn't even know what that meant, so I had to ask you what it meant. And I was like, what is this top reds thing that I keep reading? But you've told me what it is. And some of the people in this conversation, one side you would define as that, and they are high-profile Liverpool FC content creators who oppose Middle East investment. And then you had the other side, that were arguing for it, if you like. And we brought this conversation up, a couple of weeks ago, actually. But I'd only heard at the time, like maybe a couple of minutes where they were screaming at each other and that. And this one that I listened to last night was probably about 40 minutes long or something. Can't believe that I listened to all of it. Anyway, so I actually, from listening to it, first of all, I found it very upsetting, because we've got whatever camp you're in, it just, you're still Liverpool fans, and I don't know. And it's also a reminder that people in the world have got so many different opinions. And you see, I just see myself as an ordinary gadget, I've got my beliefs in life, and I would love everyone to be, well and well off and not struggling financially, mentally, whatever. It's a great, it's a great value. They're great values to have. Anyway, so I listen to both sides. Now, for transparency, if you're new to my channel, I support Middle East investment. you know, I could spend half an hour saying to you, you know, I don't agree with some of the policies and beliefs in some of those Middle East countries, but I think because I'm from the UK and the West, I think that well, I don't, but we as the West often put these people down, and I just find it very hypocritical when I look at some of the things that the West has done to that, you know, those countries out there and that over the years. So yeah, you know, I want women to be treated fair. I don't want anyone to be, you know, to not enjoy life because maybe they're gay or whatever, you know. Like, I'm not really bothered about what people's politics are, what you know, they want to get jiggy with or anything. I don't care about anything like that in life. I just think it's about whether you're a good person or not, you know. Those countries do care, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm not from that region. I'm not really sure I'm entitled to pass an opinion on it. I mean, I can say, well, I don't agree with the persecution of this, or, you know, making women, you know, second-class citizens. I don't know. I don't even know if it's true. You know, like, what do you know? We've all got these opinions on, you know, the Middle East, but where do we get those opinions from? We're getting them from the Western media. I just don't know. I ain't got a clue what to believe in the world anymore. I've not got a clue what to believe in the world. I just don't, honestly. And I've kind of withdrawn myself a little bit from society, and like where I'm like in my bubble here with that rubbish picture behind me. I didn't buy it. If you're new to my channel, like, it's not to do with me. I've kind of like, I've taken a step back now, and I'm like, I think like I'm in my little bubble, and just leave me in it. You can all kill each other as far as I'm concerned. That really is my attitude at the moment. I'll do anything for any of you, right? I'll do anything for any of you. I'll help anyone, but leave me alone, right? So I listened to both sides in this argument, and it was heated discussion with very little order, to be honest with you. And the guys that, some of you will refer to them as top reds, and you've been very critical of them recently, and I understand why. I listened to them say some things, and I thought, I actually agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. And there was times when I disagreed with what they were saying. And the same with the other side. I agreed with what you're saying, I disagree with what you're saying. So like, there was good and bad displayed by both sides. So I can take a bit of that, I can agree with that. And at times I was face palming over both of them because they come out with some ridiculous comments. I'll be honest, guys, like, just ridiculous. And the top reds that you describe, they were saying, they actually made reference to that and said, we don't like being called top reds, it's insulting, right? And which, you know, if it's insulting, maybe you shouldn't say it. I don't know. Maybe you should be more thick-skinned. I don't know. Does it matter? I mean, I've been called a lot worse over the years, that is for sure, and I've never cried about it. So I don't know if that, you know, like, maybe it's just not like, oh, I don't know. The point, this is the whole point of making the video, because I listened to both sides, and at the end of it, I just thought, I want nothing more to do with this. I don't want anything to do with it. And I genuinely, last night, thought, I don't want to make any more videos. And then I was like, well, you're going to have to make videos, aren't you? People enjoy the videos. Look at all the feedback you've got recently. And then I was like, well, no, I'm going to just make them members only, because then I can hide away and not be subjected to any of this nonsense and, you know, what people will say, oh, I've just watched his video and he said this. Whereas if I'm hidden away, it's only going to be people that like me and enjoy my content. And I thought, that's not right. No, nothing changes. So don't worry, I'm not going to change it. But I did make some of my videos last night members only from the past, which, you know, you've had every opportunity to see, because I just thought, I don't want to be like, these are fully grown men. And I say men because I didn't hear a single woman talk. That's probably a good thing. And the fully grown men arguing over millionaire footballers and billionaire owners. And I can't get my head around that now. Like, you know, I guess I'm older and more miserable. Maybe it means wiser. And I've got more things to be passionate about than arguing with someone that's got a different view to me, you know, like, the guys that you would call top reds, they were like saying, look, they were like, my opinions, our values are like, you know, we support inclusivity and all that, you know, and like, if you've got them strong morals and values, and that's great, isn't it, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. How can you not applaud that, right? I look at it in a different way, because I think, well, I've got them values as well, but I don't, you know, like, if a private investor from the Middle East wants to buy a Liverpool football club, why should I judge them on their government or their government's history? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people live in them countries that maybe don't say anything, that maybe, like, have the same opinions as us, but, like, you know, staying out of it kind of thing, quiet life. So it's fine to have them values. It's like someone on the other side. All right, we haven't got a name for them. What can we call them? The ones that support the Middle East investment. You know, they were like, there was one comment that was like, your current owners, you support FSG. John and they are responsible for dropping bombs on people or something. It was basically, I don't know what the exact words were, but it was basically along the lines of that FSG, for goodness sake, were being held responsible for political decisions made by the American governments over the years. And it's the same thing. It's like, how can you can't? They're absolute morons. Honestly, I can't bear it. You can't say something so stupid. Do you know what I mean? And there was one on that other side that supported Middle East investment, and I really liked what he said. And he said, what you guys, top Reds, what you guys have to understand is there's more Liverpool fans in the Middle East than there is in the city of Liverpool. What gives you so much entitlement to think that you speak for all the Liverpool fans? Apparently this goes back to some interview or something that that they've been interviewed on or something. And I thought, that's a good point now. But what you've got to understand is you can't lump everyone into a category. So please don't think that any of these high profile Liverpool FC creators from the city, that they speak for everyone in the city, because they don't. You read my comments on here, there's loads of Scousers on here, right? They just love everyone, right? They're happy with everyone. And they don't necessarily support that vibe, you know, that view. And it's the same, and I said this in another video recently, that you can't lump all the out-of-towners and people that are, you know, coming out with stupid comments like that about, you know, FSG and American government policy or something. Same as you can't put people like me in that category. Do you know what I mean? So I just listened to this conversation, and at the end of it, I just thought, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to watch football. I just want to watch football. That's it. I want to watch football. And if you go to that KopTalk chat room, t.me/KopTalk chat, if you go in there, you'll find the link to that video. I just want to watch football. It's like, I'm looking at this. I'm listening because I listen to it on my mobile phone. Like, so YouTube obviously opened up on my phone when I clicked the link in the chat room, and it shows you all the little profile pictures of everyone that's talking or that's participating and listening in the group. And I just looked at them all, and there was a stage at the end of the conversation where the other lot that support the Middle East takeover, where it proposed or possible takeover. And they were all shouting and arguing with each other about how the chat had gone. And I'm just thinking, please, if you are one of these people, this is not personal. This is about an older man listening to you all behave like children, shouting and screaming. And although I am more aligned to your way of thinking, right? So if you think about it, I'm actually saying I agree with you. I don't really align myself with the other side because I have different views, right? But it doesn't mean that they're bad or anything. Some of the things you said to them was stupid. Just stupid. And yes, that other side is, they're a bit up the, the rare ends at times. That's how they come across. That's how they can come across. But in listening to them, I listened to the majority of the stuff they said. I thought there's actually nothing wrong with what they've said. And you guys come on my comments, or in the comment section all the time, or on my live streams, telling me about what they say and what they believe. And are we not allowed to have different opinions then? Because I'm listening to what these people are saying, and I'm thinking, well, what he's saying is right. Most of the stuff he said was right. Good and bad on both sides. I think some of the things both of them said I agree with, and some I didn't. You see, politics comes into it, and if you've got people that have got strong political beliefs, it rubs off on their decisions in football as well, their views. But there's nothing wrong with that. But I can't help but think that it doesn't help us, I just, like, I don't want anything to do with it. So I need to start, I need to think about what to talk about on here. Like, I don't really like referencing and naming. I could name individuals. I know the names of the people that were in these conversations, only because they were on my screen in front of me. If it hadn't have been so many people trying to talk at once, if they hadn't have been screaming at each other and disrespecting each other, because there was examples from both sides of that, it could have been a good conversation. But I don't think it'd make any difference, because then people are never going to change their minds. You're not going to change my mind. I know what I think about that region. I love that region, me. I visited there. I think the people were lovely to me. And before I went to that region, because of things that were happening in the world at the time, Muslims are bad, awful people, and they go around blowing you up and all that, and they chop your heads off and everything like that, because that's what the mainstream media in the West has said for years. I was apprehensive visiting. I'll be honest with you. You might laugh, but if you think that's funny, maybe that's because you've been before me, and you go, what are you on about? There's nothing wrong with it here, don't. Or maybe you lived there, But that's the way that the Western media had programmed my mind, to think. I'm not doing any like do. I don't mean like program like that. Just stuff that you read on the news, or see on the news. And me and my missus went out there, and it was lovely. It was amazing. It was probably one of the most safest places I'd ever felt. Now I'm not saying, you know what I mean. Like, I'm sure it varies a little bit, you know what I mean. But the kind of people that are being linked with buying Liverpool Football Club, or having an interest in Liverpool Football Club, I don't think, we're not talking about, some ISIS buying Liverpool Football Club or something, which I'd support anyway. I couldn't care less. I don't know. I've just had enough of it. It's a nice cup of tea, that. It's alright, that. You see, I want to be opinionated with you. I want to give you my opinions, but I do it for different reasons. I do it because I want people to think and, be a bit deeper with stuff. And I have no agenda. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have no agenda at all. I really don't. I'd like to make more money in life, because that'd help me, and if it helps me, I can help more people. But that's about it. Someone emailed me last night, a company reached out to me last night. Your YouTube channel's perfect for this advertising deal we'd like to run by you. Would you be interested? Well, how do I don't know, tell me more, what are you on about? And it was gambling. I ain't got a problem with gambling, I have a bet all the time. But they basically want to pay me to push their company, I guess, on my YouTube channel. So, I'd be going, right, guys, so don't forget, if you register today at ABC, you'll get $100 worth of this or that. And that would make me more revenue. That would make me more money. But it doesn't sit right with me. So I don't do it. If you go on any of my social media channels, you will very, very rarely see me, I was going to say push, then I was going to change it to promote. Promote should be the word I use, but push is it, because a lot of these fan channels, podcasts, Twitter accounts are pushing these things. And I can assure you, some of these content creators are making an absolute fortune. A fortune, right? And I mean, like, I don't think you guys realise how much money some of these people are making, right? I'm not one of them. I made my money back in 1999, 2000. But today it's, I can't come on here and, Remy, do you mind? Thank you. I can't come on here and push products on you guys. I can't do that. I'll say, I'd love it if you become a member and support me or buy me a drink on a Saturday night. Great. Not wrong with that, is there? Hey! Or buy Remy a bone. And the other thing is that I can't go down a particular line of like opinion or whatever because it may benefit me. Like, if I toe the line, I could provide more exciting content to you guys. Hey! You mind? But I can't do that. And I'm experienced. I know what makes money on the internet. I know how to make money on the internet, but I won't do it. I'd rather stand here in me. What was that? What did that lad say yesterday? Your kitchen looks minging, right? I'd rather stay in my minging kitchen, drinking a cup of tea, being so authentic and real with people, than pushing an agenda or towing the line just to benefit myself. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I'm too old for it. I mean, I'm only 48. It's not old, is it? But it is compared to some of these kids on here that, I don't know. I was here before some of them were born. Think of that. Look at it like that. Think how things have changed on the internet since I first started KopTalk in the 90s. But then if I didn't do it, I'd be sad because I enjoy like talking to you guys. I just don't want to get drawn into what to me looks like a playground. Do you know what I mean? I want to make videos, I want to make podcasts, I want to do my thing that I've always done. And the comments, I wake up this morning and I check all my YouTube comments that you guys have left overnight. And it puts a smile on my face, you know what I mean? I like it. You like my videos, I know you like my videos. So I'd miss that, But when you make videos, you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there for ridicule and things like that. Doesn't bother me. That I couldn't care less, because I look at what I've achieved in my life and think, do you really think that's gonna do you really think I've got a regret about expressing my views to be ridiculed? That doesn't bother me. That's the internet. But it's arguing with people or being drawn into something that I don't want to be a part of. And when you name people or pull them up, you get dragged into that. So then it makes you think, well, go, just be a bit more private, which is why I do the private videos, the members videos on here, because you've only got people really, in theory, watching you that are maybe, they get it. Then a lot of good people miss out on what you've got to say. You see, when I look at that conversation, them two sides of fans arguing, they were equally, both sides equally as stupid and immature as intelligent and switched on, if that makes sense. So, for every really some of them would say something, either side, it don't matter, I'd go, yeah, there's nothing, what's wrong with you? Why are you having a go at him? Why are you having a go at this top red? Because I've just seen the question you've shouted at him and he's answered you and I've agreed with him. And then I look at the top red and I think, why are you putting him down? Because he lives in a country where they have different views to you. These people are not going to come over and take over Liverpool Football Club and try and enforce what happens in their country on you. So as archaic and as disturbing as some of the views we're told that they have out there, are they not also very respectful on our own territory? Every one of them little heads that I saw on that chat, whether they were that side or that side, it'd be easy just to say the left and the right, but let's be honest with you. Every single one of them people on there, it's just a Liverpool fan, right? There's just a Liverpool fan. And what you've got to understand is that all our little personalities, you watching this video and me, we've all got different views about everything. And when we start to fall out, it's usually because of politics or religion. So it's a really good idea in life is not to discuss politics or religion when you go to a bar, for example, if you're allowed to go to a bar. Depends what part of the world you're from. Which reminds me, I must get some more bacon. I'm having meatballs today, guys. We've all got different opinions. And football is supposed to be a release from those opinions. I don't want to sit down next to someone at a game and go, so what are you thinking about the investment in the NHS last week then? Do you know what I mean? Because what we think, me and that chap sat next to me, is not going to make any difference to the NHS investment. Any description. Nobody cares about you or me, whether they are footballers, owners, or politicians, right? Nobody cares. So it would be better if everyone just got along. Now that is probably what everybody wants, right? So how do you get that? How do you do that? I mean, we've got conversations. They're talking about one of the club sponsors, AXA, where they invest their money in the world into certain regions. I'm not even going to go, you can talk about it in the comments, but I'm a football fan. Why do I want to be looking at what this sponsor does in other regions of the world? Because I can guarantee I can counter it with something if I was to look into it. And I would, that the way... See, I don't want to get into the politics of it all. The Liverpool Football Club is a very politically driven club, has been over the years, but I'm not sure that's the way it's supposed to be going forward. And to do that, you've got to change. So you've got to change those values. And instead of screaming at people that's got a different opinion to you from the Middle East, for example, why not welcome them, as I'm sure most people in Liverpool will do anyway, most Liverpool fans, we welcome people from all parts of the world. But maybe them owning Liverpool Football Club, for example, or Manchester United, Man City, Newcastle or whatever, maybe that's how they start to understand and change and have conversations with people. And maybe those people then go home and go, do you know what? They're not as mental as we thought over there in the West. They said some good points. So instead of blocking them and saying, we don't want you, why not engage in just saying, come on, let's talk, let's talk, let's talk about how our societies live. They're not going to come to England and ban the gays from Anfield or anything like that. I mean, I'll be honest with you, when I see these different supporters groups pop up to do with Liverpool, these little groups, of these diverse groups and people that want a voice and deserve a voice. Sorry, I'm getting messages on my phone. I can't stand it. Like, Liverpool's game on such and such, they're going to wear this armband, they're going to wear that armband, they're going to go down on this knee, they're going to do that. It's like doing the okey-dokey. I couldn't care less, because I don't want football to be about that. Yes, stand on the pitch and hold the banner up at the beginning of the game telling everyone we should love everyone and all that. Yes, I agree with all of the messages. But it's just not for me. Like, I want to watch football. I want to watch 22 players kick the absolute out of each other. Do you know what I mean? There was a comment made on that stream the other night about the Chelsea rent boys, Chelsea rent boys, Chelsea and all that, right? Right, all right, it's not nice. No, it's not nice. You remember Robbie Fowler bending over and all that, and Graham Lasono? Chelsea rent boys, you're going to get offended by that, because you are on that camp. I was going to say, because you are a rent boy or something. Then I think you need to take a look at your life, because I know plenty of gays, right? And I know plenty of people that are not white. And these people, when I speak to them about issues in the world where everyone's so upset because of chanting Chelsea rent boys, or they said this about a black, then people go, don't bother me, don't upset me. It's about like how wet you are, isn't it? It's about how wet you are. For me, part of the songs, part of the thing of football is the songs, the chants. You know what I mean? I do not want to hear people chanting about, Munich or Hillsborough, Heysel, anything. Right? There's a line. But if you're going to get upset because we're going to create a group because someone's chanting songs about I mean, I remember going to Old Trafford years ago with Charlotte, my daughter. She was probably about 5 or 6 at the time, and Liverpool fans were singing songs about Posh Spice taking things, up something. Football, man up. I mean, you can't even say man up. Tell you what I'd like. I'd like to see the Middle East, someone from the Middle East, take over Liverpool Football Club and say to them supporters group saying, yeah, we're going to do our best, we're going to do our best. We're going to try and make this club really great. And we welcome your opinions and everything, but we're going to do what we want to do around these parts. That's what I'd like. We're going to do what we want to do, wherever they come from. Even if it's further, Americans, wherever. We're not having you, a particular group of people, telling us what to do. You are not representative of everybody. That's what I'd be like. If I was in that position, I'd back club and see, this is how things are working around here now, all right? At the end of the day, all of them people on both sides of that conversation are just Liverpool fans, and I'm sure they're really nice people. Yeah, they let themselves down. Yeah, they get angry. That's passion, right? But you got to stop shouting at each other, and you got to stop lumping everyone into one group or something like that. It's ridiculous. Just want to see Liverpool play football. Look, I don't want any more about it. Speak to you in a bit.